What up, world? It's Eternal Authenticity, broadcasting live. I'm out here with Fred the dog. Put my glove on. It's Black Friday. It's a little misty out here, to be honest. I'm out here with Fred. Y'all can see. What up, Fred? Fred sees his reflection. Anyways, yeah, we're out here walking, and I'm doing a video honestly about our stories. So, like, I'm developing my channel and my channel with this awareness in general, and I'm always on a continuous state of evolution and progression. So, thanks for everybody who's understanding and accepting of this, because it truly is a lifelong process. So, stay tuned for the ride. Like, this is a extremely long roller coaster ride, but when we're in alignment, it can go by real fast. So, shout out to everybody that's, coming along the eternal authenticity roller coaster. It's a fun one though. It's not like this, the basic, you know, it's a whole different one. You know what I'm saying? A whole different one. Imagine a roller coaster around the world's greatest attractions, the seven wonders of the world type stuff. You know what I mean? Up in the sky type of roller coaster, you know, teleporting and whatnot. But anyways, like, so what I'm saying is like, I'm looking to have more interaction with the audience and the people, Authentic Squad, because initially, whenever you make a YouTube, I'm just speaking personally, you make it and like, you don't know what's going to happen, because you put out your message and you don't know if people are going to watch, you don't know what to say, like, you're stuck losing all this comparison from all these other channels, like, you just letting it rip, you know what I'm saying? And that's what I did. And I've been just, seeing what I've been dipping and dabbing. I'm not trying to copy what everybody else is doing. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what, an original does. Hence, eternal authenticity. We're always just making it fresh in the moment. You know what I'm saying? I'm the only one walking on the street, not looking at nobody else's stuff, So, yeah, I tune in to some mentors and whatnot. And at the same time, like, I'm always adding my own unique twist to it, doing something that hasn't been done, you know, before. That's what an original is. So, anyways, what's your story? I'm curious. People, any of the Authentic Squad watching, share with me, share with the, you know, the people, what's your story? You know what I'm saying? Up to now. Let me know. Share some interesting things about you, about your, energy, about your aura, numerology stuff, astrology stuff, life circumstances, upbringing, all that stuff. Share that down below. I'm curious. I'm looking to continue interacting, and I'll just share some of my own story. So, like, I'm an only child. I grew up just with my parents, they're a lot older than, the mainstream type of parents. Because I remember at school, there was always people's parents and they were having their kids. These parents would be like 16, 15, 20, what I'm saying, with children already. And my parents were a whole lot older, so that's where I'm coming from with this old soul stuff. It's just written, you know what I'm saying? It's just me. This is who I am, you know? So, anyways, like, it's just been me, you know what I'm saying? I always spend a lot of time alone. Obviously, of course, I always love sports. I was always, into the riding the bicycle, into basketball, soccer, baseball, volleyball, kickball, bowling, volleyball. What else? Tag, freeze tag, laser tag, capture the flag, you know, what else? What else? What else? Tennis, swimming, pretty much like all the sports, to be honest with y'all. Like, I never got into golf though. Maybe a little putt-putt, but I never been to a real golf range, 18 holes. And also, like, what else? That's pretty much it. And hockey, I never really played hockey. I skated maybe once or twice. That's not really my thing though, you know. So I'm really well rounded. I've always been into just youthful activities, sports, just well rounded. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to be Michael Jordan or anything. I'm me. I'm eternal authenticity. So I just do what I want, honestly. So, anyways, like, plus I'm an Aries. So, like, it even says Aries. We're always starting stuff off in like a sporty way, like a youthful sports mindset, vibe, energy, aura, whatever. The truth has to be realized, to be honest. But y'all would know what I mean if y'all know any other Aries out there. But yeah, sports, I've been a left-handed, what I'm saying? I write with my left hand, but then like, in mixed martial arts and boxing and, you know, I use my right hand. So like eating and writing and drawing, I use my left, and for the other stuff I use my right. Like, if I was playing basketball, I'm predominantly right-handed. I shoot and dribble predominantly and, do layups and whatnot. For the most part with my right hand. Of course, yes, I'm able to use both hands. I'm just talking about, what's up. You know what I'm saying? Not every people be. That's why I love this whole YouTube thing when you're doing it independently like I'm doing, because it's for real. Some people be like padding things up. I'm just keeping 100% real. So yeah, that's that. Left-handed. Um, Always been into like artsy, creative type of vibes. There's even a picture of me, like way back when I was really young. I'm talking about like 3 or 4, something like that. I have this massive afro and I have a paintbrush in my hand, you know? So that's already a sign. It was written for real. And I've always been into that stuff, graphic design, music, playing the trumpet, cinematography, like editing these little videos and stuff like that. Like way back in the day, I was editing like montage clips, for people I was supporting, like Drake and Obama, and I was making my own too for video games and for these little virtual avatar websites, nerdy stuff way back in the day. So I've always been into that. Just being nerdy, I've always loved calmness and quiet and peace and tranquility. That's even on my birth chart too. And I'm living it too. It's actually the truth. Because guess what? It was like maybe yesterday or the day before. My parents, my dad, like we were at a restaurant. Yeah, it was like 2 days ago. We were at a restaurant and like I heard some baby who just kept screaming, hollering, crying, really loud. And like my dad used to always say, sounds like there's an unhappy camper, you know? And like I said that to him when we heard that at the restaurant, and like, he mentioned, oh yeah, you were always just calm and, you wasn't throwing no temper tantrums. You weren't like, you know what I'm saying? He was just mentioning, hey, I was a very peaceful, calm baby, silly, fun, loving baby. You know what I'm saying? That's honestly, all babies are supposed to embrace some type of qualities of that. Of course, it's supposed to have uniqueness, but I'm just saying, like, why would you want to treat a baby or put the baby in a state of living or whatever where they are like that, hollering and crying and screaming, throwing stuff around? You're not home, you got cigarette smoke and, junk food and the TV going and you're never home and you got a whole bunch of, just drama going on. No wonder the baby's gonna be like that. You know what I'm saying? But when you are well taken care of, like the angel that we are, then you'll get a whole nother outcome. You're not gonna be like me. You're gonna be you. You know, uh, a sovereign version of you. You know what I'm saying? A peaceful version of you. So that's all I'm saying. I remember also when I got deep into this zodiac stuff, astrology stuff, numerology stuff, I started looking up other stars, like celebrities and stuff, with like different, I would match their astrological aspects, to see who has similar, sun sign, moon sign, and ascendant rising and whatnot. And I got curious, I saw that Victoria Beckham and we share like pretty much the same exact aspects. The sun sign, moon sign, like we're both Aries, you know, moon sign Aquarius. I remember there was like another famous artist. It's not Van Gogh, it's like some other famous artist. I forgot who it is. Maybe I have to look it up again. But anyways, like they have the same aspects as me as well. And I don't know. I'm not just gonna base everything just off of this. I'm just saying what I've been gravitated towards. And I do actually love, peace and tranquility. Despite anytime y'all might have ever heard real people who are close to me, anytime y'all might have heard me get kind of frustrated or flustered or whatever, like that's only been because, what I was going through. And honestly, just because of sometimes the environment can play that too. Cause like when I'm out doing deliveries, sometimes I'm not blaming the city or anything. It's just sometimes like, it is what it is. There's a lot of energies out there and we going through a lot and not all of it can be super pleasant. That's just the truth. You know what I'm saying? Come on, Fred, let's go. Let's go. Don't be distracted, boy. Um, so that's that. But I've always been into creativity. That's why they tried to diagnose me with ADD. You know what I'm saying I had problems, this and that. And there were a whole bunch of other homies and friends that were going through similar things because all we wanted to do was just be free, and play basketball and like, create, get on the computers, video games, creative stuff, But they try to put these labels like ADD, ADHD, all this stuff, man-made concepts, and they may give you some little prescription pills or whatever to help you to focus in on doing your schoolwork, and that's all right. I'm just saying, like, sooner or later, when you keep going further along your journey within, you got to evaluate for yourself. I had to throw all that stuff away, and I had to throw a lot of stuff away, to just do what's best for me, my health, my well-being, and I'm reaping the harvest. It's just we're not even in the warm-up. You know what I'm saying? I'm just talking about the overall how I feel and the lifestyle I'm living. I'm getting compensated to be out here in nature, walking a dog. You know what I'm saying? This is just the truth. Honestly, like I've been doing this. Y'all can even see my Instagram. Like I'm over there with all those dogs, you know, and like it says I love animals too on there as well. Like the stuff is spot on. I'm not just gonna say everything is on this astrology. I don't know it all. I'm just saying like it's very accurate. And plus, even when we're not looking at that, we gotta. That's why they say our greatest book we can learn from is ourselves. So like I'm keeping it real with me. Truthfully, I do love. Man, there's some loud trucks. Oh my goodness, what do you need that big of a truck for? Anyways, like it just makes sense. They say the truth has to be realized, and that's the thing I love the most. Just us being authentic. To be honest, like I get it. We can all shine together. And at the same time, it's not this little giddy stuff. Everybody's copying everybody. Everybody's cloning. No, that's not fun at all. It's not cute. It's not cool. Okay. It's cool when we can all come to the table, glowing, shining, just different expressions. You know what I'm saying? Different light, but still shining. That's what I'm for. You know, I'm not out here to be around no clones or nothing like that. No comparison. Oh, you look like this. You look like that. You look like J. Cole. You look like Drake. You look like, Obama. All this. No, I look like eternal authenticity. Matrix Sky. Matrix name Sky. So that's it. I understand it. I appreciate the compliments. Maybe those people that you're, comparing or you know, maybe saying I'm like a family member to the other brothers. I'm not going to take it the wrong way. I'll take that as a compliment because I know I'm handsome, for real. I'm aware I am handsome. Hence, eternal authenticity. There's nothing more sexier than authenticity. For real. This was written, literally. So, yeah. Get ready for the long haul, honestly. You know what I'm saying? People sooner or later. That's why, you know, I keep going forward with it. What else? I've always loved freedom, which I am free forever. I'm glad I now learned my lessons and I'm aware of my birthright. you know. So I love freedom. I love hey, how are you? I'm doing well. Just doing the YouTube. Say hey. Oh yeah, just doing a YouTube video. Yeah, y'all have a good day. All right, thanks. Yeah, so I love animals, connection. That's another real example. Y'all see, I'm a real one. I'm a verified one. Some of these people y'all praise and whatnot, they don't be out here for real in the streets talking with real people. I'll be out in all various environments. I love this type of environment the most, to be honest. I don't care what nobody thinks. Tupac is real. I remember he said, he was like, so now I ain't real because I moved out the hood now, or something like that. He said something like that in one of his songs. He was just talking about his haters, his critics, the people he's leaving behind from the hood, whenever he finally manifested and got himself out of that, hood or whatever, he was just saying, you know, questioning people, saying, hey, oh, so y'all think I'm not real because I'm out of the hood now? You know, um, I can relate with that. I never was in like super, you know, disastrous growing situation. Yeah, of course I had a lot of stuff going on and it wasn't perfect. But I'm saying like, I support the message. My parents actually just now have a new house we're moving into. They're moving into. I'm helping move them into it. You know what I'm saying? This weekend. They're already moved right now. I'm helping them tomorrow too. You know? So that's good news. From always being in townhouses and apartments to finally a house, that's a big step. That's something I always have been imagining, So it's good for them. I'm gonna make sure to keep it clean and everything, and those that are closest to me, y'all are invited, you know. Nah, I'm gonna let them invite whoever's supposed to go whenever. They'll be responsible for that. I'm gonna still have my own place, but I'll probably be sleeping there from time to time. I don't know. I'm gonna see. I don't know everything. All I know is that's some good news. They shared that with me, and it was good news. So, you know, whatever. I'm gonna let that in God's hands. And yeah, I do say I do, stand for, like, I call it universal spirituality. I call it God, honestly. I'm gonna go ahead, come out and say it, God. I call it God. I get it. We're all gods and goddesses. Cool. I'm not religious. I repeat, I am not religious. Yes, I have plenty of years being in religion, raised religious, in a whole bunch of religious stuff. I don't got no problem with it. I'm just saying, yo, me, I'm spiritual, and I have my own unique connection with God, the universe, force, whatever you want to call it, Buddha, Allah, you know, space, nature, whatever. I call it God, I call it nature, I call it the universe. So that's that. I'm sticking with that for real. Okay. Um, always love freedom, always love, the idea of just being creative and entrepreneurship. Like I don't even know how I got in this matrix working all these jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like when it's because like when I'm out in a neighborhood like this, a really great neighborhood, nice houses, fancy, you know what I'm saying? Very wealthy and everything. It's so quiet. There's not cars buzzing around. There's not people with, destructive music and whatnot. It's just people inside their homes doing God knows what. You know what I'm saying? Eating. They may be on their laptop in their office inside their house. Who knows? Like the point I'm making is the energy around here. Come on, let's go. Let's go. Is the energy, you know? It's the energy, It shows that we don't have to settle. So that's the only point I'm making. Energy is cool. I love it. I love stillness, calmness, And definitely those of us who have been around the city, we know all the different types of stuff out there, And some people won't even admit it. You know what I mean? They won't even admit it because some people are stuck in their ego with this whole skin color war and everything. Oh, black, white, this and that. There's resonance. And at the same time, it's so much deeper than just that, That's why I know I'm on the big things. I'm aware I'm on the big things. And I'm going to make it big. And I'm on the path of achieving greatness and the YouTube Gold Award because, I'm embracing universal spirituality. I'm connecting the audiences. I'm bridging the gap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not just one sided, and that's probably why I'm getting such a good response because, people understand it. You know what I'm saying? They pick up on it. It's an evolution for real. So, like, they may be used to seeing a so-called spiritual person, spiritual being or whatever, and they're just, kind of one-sided in a way. They still got some distortion within them. They still got to clean up some stuff, to help, embrace the universal stuff. But why do I do it? Because I'm smart. Honestly, I'm a genius. I even have a sister, elder mentor from a juice shop in the hood, and she was saying, maybe you're just a genius, because I was sharing, hey, I went vegan and everything. And like, I was saying I was having a hard time, you know, finding people that are into this stuff, these ancient herbs and stuff that aren't even in Whole Foods, like sarsaparilla. I was trying to look for sarsaparilla for the longest, and I Googled it, and it was at this health shop, called The Recipe in Oak Cliff. Boom, I went there for the first time, had it for the first time, and I'm getting great, loving encouragement, support from there too, saying I'm a genius because it's true, honestly. Because people feed into the illusion of separation. That's why I'm saying I'm gonna have the last laugh, while everybody's still stuck in their ego thinking they better than someone because their skin color. I'm gonna be getting it, and they gonna be setting themselves back karmically. It's some deep stuff for real. And like what helped me honestly was seeing other brothers out there with similar energy frequencies. I don't know how all this stuff works, but I'm just saying like I saw other golden beings out there who are like much older than I am, maybe more than 5, 10 years older than I am, just older. And like I see them, like, pushing a good message and they have a big response, from the audience and everything. And like, it's cool. It's refreshing because it's like, hey, I am onto something, I can just be myself. And that's why it takes a bold man and a bold woman to actually come out on YouTube and share like I'm sharing because most people, it's so easy. It's so easy for anybody to sit behind a screen and criticize. And I'm talking about myself too. I'm not exempt. I'm not perfect. Sometimes I have been, shallow and petty, you know what I'm saying, in my ego and whatnot. I'm the one that always says this. I'm the one that always says, hey, I'm no saint. I'm not perfect and I don't know it all. I said this in almost all of my videos, in a lot of my videos, okay? I'm just saying it's easy for anybody to sit behind a virtual screen and talk smack, criticize, whatever, nitpick. But what's even more amazing is when someone's out there just sharing, producing like I'm doing, because it takes something to give. We're giving to y'all real talk, good energy, helpful, real, natural energy, instead of this fast pace, stuff that's setting y'all off. You know what I'm saying? This is a shock for y'all because this is a refreshment, honestly. You know what I'm saying? A refreshment. So I'm doing it because it helps me get my mind right and my life right, and it's helping other people too. The more and more I help myself, the more and more I can help y'all, and the more and more y'all are gonna help me too. For real. I'm not out here just to help everybody, not get nothing ever reciprocated. Okay, so we're keeping it going. We're in this water flow, water relationship. So let's keep things reciprocal, y'all. Thank you. I'm improving. My health is improving. The main thing I can notice on this awakening is my nose. Like all throughout my life, I've had sinus issues. Like always having to have those little spray bottles to spray inside our nose, like from the just from the Walmart or whatever, just basic pharmacy stores, just to help with your allergies, to help loosen up mucus and everything. I used to always have to have those because my nose was always like running and clogged up. And on this awakening, Like it's been a whole process of just draining all of this out of my face. Like it's kind of embarrassing. That's why they say the awakening process is like destructive in a way. Like it's true, because like you're melting off such a big layers of ego and, you know, illusion around us. That's why I said that metaphor. Like we're like the Michelin man. Whenever you start going vegan and plant-based awakening and everything, you start off as like a big egg shell or a big, block of ice or like a big Michelin man or something like that. And you're just stripping the layers off. And that's what I've been noticing. It's kind of, I don't know, sometimes it's kind of disgusting when you start thinking about what, how things might have been when we first started or before we even started, what was inside of us. You know what I mean? Like dead stuff, rotting, parasites, worms, plaque, mucus. You know what I'm saying? A whole bunch of stuff that, there's truly no going back. So that's what I've been understanding. I feel a lot better. My sinuses, my nose, and everything has been cleansing up the mucus and everything. My voice is a whole lot more, clearer and whatnot. My voice is a whole lot like clearer and everything. Y'all can hear it too, like in my tonality of my voice, my throat, and everything. It's a lot clearer, and it's still got. I'm in the long run for this healing journey, so that's why I'm excited because I'm aware of this eternal levels. You know what I'm saying? For real, I'm excited. I get pumped up when I see this Dr. Savvy stuff and the big auditorium and everything of other people into that. Like that gets me excited for the long run. I'm ready to be 96, 97, in the audience, in an auditorium or whatever, still standing strong with other beings into, health and wellness, to carry on the deep esoteric truth, you know what I'm saying? To, venture off, to talk about spirituality, to talk about aliens, fifth dimension, what happens when we all die, stuff like that, like deep stuff. When we go on to the next, wherever we're supposed to go after this, wherever we're supposed to ascend to, deep stuff. That's why I was drawn to Egypt because pyramids, like the pyramids of Giza, all that stuff is massive, a massive, creation. So like I'm super, inspired by that and drawn to that because, you know, that's astonishing to be honest with y'all. So I can only imagine and be very excited, to be with other like minds who are also on the same page. That's the thing. When people are on the same page, truly 100%, amazing, phenomenal things can happen. You see it all, you see it all the time with sports. So imagine, you know, beings who aren't on a contract, us free spirits, imagine us being on the same page. We can do some phenomenal, groundbreaking, life-changing, you know, epic stuff together. For real talk. So anyways, the video is getting kind of long. It's Eternal Authenticity broadcasting live. Y'all have an amazing day. Gotta take my glove off. Peace.